Everyone, welcome back to Trailhead Range. And today we will be focusing on this module that is Omnistudio Flexcard in this series. If you remember, we are preparing for Omnistudio Developer Certification, so we are doing its trail mix on the Trailhead. And today we will be doing this Omnistudio Flexcards. So we have already given a brief description of what is FlexCard and why do we use it and how does it display the information in the Omni Studio architecture module. So let's open its first challenge, that is discover the key capabilities of FlexCards. So in this module we are first talking about how the flex cards display means. How does it look? It looks like this. It's a card which is having all the brief information about what this component is gonna do, and we could have a few buttons or clickable links at the end, so we can get navigated to different page or have different functionalities. We can even have it to call out to third parties websites or services, and then we can have flex cards embedded in omniscripts. Also we can have flex cards embedded in another flex cards, and it is using drag and drop elements only. And we can even set out its layout by changing the height, width, backgrounds, borders, styling the way we do it in css. But it's just a matter of typing it out here, not do we have to write any code. That's the most important part you need to remember. And then we talked about the weekend embedded and flyouts. We refer to if we are making any call outs to any third party services in flexcard, so that is being called as flyouts. We can do that as well in flexcards. So let's come to the quiz. First is, what do flexcards display? First option is digital content on proprietary folding screens. Second is contextual information and actions for customer account data. Third is customer feedback flagged for further internal review. No. Last is shifts worked by employees allowed to choose their own start and stop times. So no. We can say digital content on proprietary folding screens. I hope this is the correct one. And the second quiz is you can embed a FlexCard Lightning Web component inside an OmniScript. Yes, we can embed it. Let's check our quiz. So it should be the second one because I'm sure that third and fourth one is not the correct answer. So it should be the second one, contextual information and actions for customer account data. Let's check. So yes, that's the correct one. Let's move on to the next unit, that is explore the FlexCard designer. In this unit we are talking about that how's the FlexCard designer is, what functionalities it has, or what kind of data it displays. So first of all, let's come to the header and canvas. Header and canvas have the information about the author, its version, and what status it is in, and if it is cloned from or if it is the original one, and if this flex card is also having a flex card or if this is the child card. Means if you are having a flex card which is this is child card, then you can have that flex card inbuilt or embed into another flex card. And we can have it between the design view and preview. You can say that in design view you will have other options, that how the stylings you want it to, what parameters you want to pass, if you want to add any other fields or lwc components or any other flex card. But in preview you can see how it will look, and we can configure and we can publish. It needs to be published and activated if we want to work upon the latest version. And there are some flex cards which are already provided by the salesforce in the org. We need to get it cloned to work upon our owns, and we need to get it customized. And we can drag drop our components, fields, LWCs, child flex cards. We can rearrange its styling, width, height, anything like that. And there's a viewport drop down using which we can set it to if we wanted to view it on laptop or tablet, mobile phone, like this. So if we come to this, this is saying build property style and setup panels. So if you can see, build is the one which will be having all the components which we can drag and drop on our designer portal. Properties will have the values of what parameters we want to pass it to that particular component. Style is what styling we want it to provide. And then setup panels will also have some other information, such as what the custom permissions, if we want to limit its permissions or its accessibility. And it can support multi language support as well, and it can have event listeners as well. We can preview and publish it. So you can see over here, we are having design button. And then if it is not on design, then we will, if it is on design, then we will have preview button. Currently it is on preview. And then new version, we can create its new version, we can clone it, we can activate it using these buttons. We can add the test parameters to debug it if our flex card is working how it's supposed to work or not. So let's come to the quiz. First question is, metadata is found on which component in the FlexCard designer? So metadata, if you remember, we talked about it as that it will be having information about author, version, and if it is a child card or not, or if it is cloned from or not. So it should be header. Second is, how can you test what a flex card looks like on a different devices? So it's a clear cut answer that we can check it on viewport drop down menu. Let's check. So it's completed. Let's move on to the next unit, which is meet the data source wizard. So in this unit, we are talking about what are the data source and how we can use it. So first of all, we need to create the flex card, in which we need to define the things like what is the name, what title we are using, what is the theme, who is the author, and if it is a child flex card or not. Then we need to select the data source type, and then we need to select the data source, and then we need to configure the inputs. So we have already talking about creating flex cards. So if we talk about the data source type, so we have multiple data source type, such as SQL query, SOSL search, data raptor, REST API, streaming API, custom JSON, SDK, integration procedure, such things. So we can choose anything. We can choose integration procedures or data raptor if we want to get the data from Salesforce. And then if after selecting the data source, suppose if we have selected the data raptor, so we need to select the particular data raptor. Like first of all, if we are using data raptor extractor load or data raptor extractor turbo extract or data raptor extract. So we need to confirm that, and then we need to pull that exact name of which data raptor we are using. Similar goes with integration procedures as well. Then we need to configure its inputs, like what variables we are using, and we can preview the flex cart as we discussed earlier as well. We can give in the input JSON, and it can we can give in the input variables, and then it can return us the result in JSON, and we can verify if it is returning us the correct or nearby correct result or not. So let's come to the quiz. First is, what themes can be used when designing FlexCard? So first is Camel and Pascal. No, it's the naming convention which should be used while naming the FlexCards. Second is Lightning and Newport. Yes, this is the theme we can select while creating the FlexCard. Third is Data Raptor and Integration. So Data Raptor and Integration procedure are the data source type. And last is Apex, REST and SQL, that is also data source type. Second quiz is, when configuring data source inputs, what happens when you filter data with the result JSON path? So first option is, it pulls only relevant data to the flex card. Yes. It displays all the information available at that stage. No. It allows the flex card to be viewed across multiple platforms. No. It edits the flex cards theme. No. So let's check the quiz. Mhm. Okay, I will need to refresh this, just a minute. Yeah, let's select this again and then I'll select this. So it's correct. Now move on to the next unit, that is display data and actions on a flex card. So in this unit we will be talking about how the data is getting displayed on flex card, what all elements are there on flex cards, and what are the actions. So first of all, there are multiple flex card. If you can see, this is the example or mock flex cards in which we are showing the account details such as primary contact, phone, website, postal code, and then we are having a menu drop down option in which we will be having some actions which we can perform on this particular account, just by clicking on this, and there is this icon and the account name. So if we will divide it into this, we can see that here is the icon element, text element, then icon header block, account block, and then menu, that is the action, and these are the text element. So this we have briefed, and we can select all the properties, all styling in those. And then if we discuss that card is we can perform card level actions such as reload, update, and remove. And then data we can get it from server such as or from salesforce. Event, if we are firing an event in child, or if we are getting data from parent to child, we can use custom. And then pub sub, if we are having communication between two different component which are on having different pages. Fly out we can use when we want to pass the information to third party services or omniscript or custom lwc in a model or popover. Navigation, if we want to target a url. Omniscript, we have discussed, it's a guided pathway for completing a business process. We can launch that as well from FlexCard. And then update Omniscript. So let's come to the quiz. First is, what can block elements do within a FlexCard? First option is create a menu from a list of actions. No. Second is launch Omniscripts. No, that's the doing of actions. Third is render text that executes an action. No. Fourth is combine groups of elements. So yes, D option is the correct one. Then second quiz is, which action type displays additional information from a child card, Omniscript, or custom Lightning Web component in a model pop or popover. So that is fly out. So we can check that. So this is completed. Now let's move on to the last quiz of this module, that is style FlexCard elements. So as name suggests, we can style our elements in this FlexCard. We have discussed, we had multiple elements in the FlexCard such as block, text, icon, action. So we can style all those. And the section of the styling, we have alignment. We can update padding, margin, or text alignment. In appearance, we can have coloring, background, or we can manage the background color as well, or border. Then custom styles, we can apply custom classes to add the inline styling. Then custom css we can also do, and dimensions such as height, width. And we can enable responsiveness as well. We can enable that how much width or height we want our card to have when it is being viewed on different types of devices. So yeah, that's about it. Let's go to the quiz. First is true or false. The appearance section in the style panel allows users to update the text alignment of an element. No. It allows us to do color, background, or border. And the FlexCard canvas grid is broken down into how many columns? It's in 12. So let's check. So yes, we have completed our Omnistudio FlexCard module. And if you like the video, please like it, subscribe the channel, and comment if you have any doubts or if you have any suggestion. We'll move on to the next video, that is Omnistudio Flexcard building and publishing, in our next video, because if you remember, we are preparing for this Omnistudio developer certification. Thank you, stay tuned.